Welcome to my studio, a happy place where I have spent lots of time developing ways for teaching science through drawing. And I welcome you to my class on this subject. We all come into this world as natural-born scientists.
Look at that. Look at that.
And as natural-born artists. What habits of mind of the scientist do you see this little girl using?
You're welcome.
It's unlikely that you're going to want to draw on the floor. So next, take the time to create an appealing space for drawing. This will become your art studio. Mine consists of an old green wooden table and an office chair tucked into a window off the corner of my kitchen. For me, drawing where I have nice natural light works best, but everybody is different. If you can take this course on a laptop and sit in your special drawing space while we work together, I think you'll enjoy the experience a lot more. There's only one rule, however: no grading papers in your special drawing space. Here's my little piece of heaven, where I find some of the happiest moments of every single day. You're here today because you have students who are struggling with making meaning in your science classrooms, and you care about learning strategies for helping them to do just that. There may be several reasons why these students aren't connecting with science content. They may be poor or reluctant readers. For some of them, English may not even be their first language. Maybe the only way they've ever been taught science is through lecture or other passive means like PowerPoints or videos or demonstrations. How did you become the teacher you are today? I'd like for you to take some time to reflect on the important subject of teacher ontology. For your first assignment for this class, I'd like you to write a brief reflection called My Ontology as a Science Teacher. There should be two headings. The first heading, Ways I Have Been Taught Science, should include your description of ways you've been taught science in elementary, middle, high school, college, and graduate school if you have taken a graduate level science content class. Under the second heading, Ways I Teach Science Now, I'd like you to reflect on how the ways in which you have been taught science have influenced the way you teach now, as well as how they affect your beliefs about how science should be taught. Throughout this course, I will be asking you to complete reflections similar to this, and I will also be asking you to email those reflections to me when you complete them. I'll be looking for patterns in the reflections, and I will report back to you so that we can come up with theories about what we have discovered in the process of generating those reflections. Now we're going to do our first draw and reflect activity. I want you to draw the picture that you see next. It doesn't have to be a work of art. As you'll see, it isn't a work of art. And then I want you to reflect on what story does this drawing tell. Are you ready? Be sure to email these reflections to me. Does it make sense to use drawing to help students make meaning in science? Here are a collection of drawings by different hands, all meant to tell the visual story of different science concepts or phenomenon. How would you interpret these next two drawings? By way of just giving you some background information behind these pictures, I will tell you that neuroscientists have come up with a theory called the mirror neuron effect, about which we will talk quite a bit more when we meet. Write down your reflections about what do you think these drawings are trying to communicate. Teaching science through drawing has to do with a phenomenon called the picture superiority effect and the dual coding theory, both first described by scientist Alan Pavio in 1971 and confirmed again and again in the last 40 years by neuroscientists. According to the dual coding theory, when people are processing information like this presentation, their brain breaks that information up and encodes it in two different stores of memory, visual and verbal. Researchers have determined that humans can more easily recognize pictures than words alone. For example, if you hear some information, let's say I say the word gastropod, 3 days later, you'll remember about 10%. However, if I add a picture, or even better, draw a picture of a gastropod, 3 days later, scientists have found you will remember 65% of the information when you have a picture with the word that you've heard. Now, let's turn this into a mathematical exercise. How could you make a graphical picture of this finding? Why not try it now?